Most men overestimate their looks by 2 points. There is a very high probability that you are 2 points less attractive than you think you are. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just gonna tell you 10 signs that you might be less attractive than what you think you are. So watch until the end of the video. If you experience this a lot in your life, you're probably not as attractive as you think you are, sadly. And we're gonna go hard with number one. It is the inner feeling of deserving better than what you're actually getting. You have high expectations, you feel entitled to some results that you're not getting, and you're blaming luck or any other factors. I'm sorry, it's not that you're getting unlucky. Life in 2025 is quite accurate. It is basically reflecting back to you your SMV. There are a lot of opportunities. Everyone has internet. Everyone has access to a lot of things. If you were gonna get lucky, you would have already had your opportunity. This could be a valid excuse like 30 years ago when you would be like in some village. Opportunities don't necessarily come to you. You need to go look out for them. And if you don't know the right people and stuff like this. But in 2025, if you are attractive, you put yourself out there and you're gonna meet opportunities. Your life is gonna improve even if you don't want it sometimes, right? So if you are struggling, but there is in the sense that this is unfair, I should be getting better than this, that feeling of injustice might indicate that you're actually just overestimating your own looks. If you are watching so far and interested in hearing the next signs, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, write a comment, anything that helps with the interaction. Thank you. We're going to the second point, which is social media. Yeah, you know this one was coming, right? Your social media must be rewarding. If you take good pictures, make a decent profile on whatever platform, you should be getting some feedback. If you like some girls that you think are on your level, you should be getting like some DMs back. If you like a picture, she likes a picture. If you follow her, she follows you back. Not all the girls, but at least you must be getting some feedback. And I'm not talking about some degenerate who goes like liking girls like supermodels with 200k likes. No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking if you're being reasonable, if you say like, I think I'm a 6. So you go see a girl who's a 6 and you like her profile. Well, not just one girl, you need like a lot of girls to get like a statistical sample, right? If none of them are texting you back, if none of them are interacting with you, you might actually be overshooting. You think that you're playing in your league, while according to these girls, you sadly are not. Now, the third point is a little bit more subtle. It is social, kinda. So if people are trying to be nice to you for whatever reason, right? Maybe they need something from you, it doesn't matter. Usually, for attractive people, they hear comments about their appearance probably on daily basis. I mean, it depends, right? Being attractive is a spectrum. I'm not saying like a giga chad where like everyone is complimenting you on your looks, but a fairly attractive person might hear positive comments about his physical traits. A non-attractive person, even if he gets to hear something good, it's usually about like his job, about his car, about like something he does. Maybe he's smart or something like this, but it never gets to like face height or whatever. I would make an exception for the smile. I don't think smile counts. Smile usually like, hey, you have a beautiful smile. That's usually like out of politeness. Like people say it because they don't want to sound mean. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just going to exclude the smile. But if every compliment, if you take the last 10 compliments, if you ever heard any, right? But if you take the last compliments you heard in your life, if none of them are about like your physique, you're probably not as attractive as you think you are. Oh, and I'm going to add a bonus because I'm just going to clump it with this one. If people are telling you that looks are not important, usually because they're not important for your case. I don't know. Let me just explain, right? When an actress who's like a top tier attractiveness is dating a normal looking dude, he might be attractive, right? But not on her level according to Hollywood, whatever, right? And they ask her, like, you are like with your husband, he's not as attractive as like conventionally attractive and stuff like this. And her answer would be, looks don't matter. That's weird. Why would you say that looks don't matter? I mean, if you want to defend your husband or your choice, you must say like, I think he's handsome. Like, nah, I like him. He's a good looking man. That would be a way to defend someone, to say like he's actually attractive. But if usually the actresses say, looks don't matter. That's very offensive. Like, if you think about it, that's very offensive. Now, how to translate this to you? If people talk to your face and try to gaslight you into, like, yeah, looks don't matter, why would you tell me that looks don't matter out of nowhere, right? It's probably because they feel that they want to comfort you. Like, hey, listen, there are other aspects that women are attracted to, so don't you worry, right? So it's an indirect way to tell you that you are not attractive, okay? This one might be on the side of like less than a 5, probably 6, but you get the spirit of it. Like, you get where I'm trying to come from. This is like maybe too subtle. Let's move on to the next one. Point number 4, and I think you knew this one was coming: girls do not initiate with you. They don't initiate random conversations, they don't initiate direct conversations. If you go out often, I would say at least once, twice a week, statistically speaking, you're gonna meet a girl who takes the initiative. That's not all girls. There are girls who won't approach a guy even if they like them. I know you might say, like, yeah, but if he's Brad, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna say a lot of girls just don't take the initiative. But there are a certain group of girls, 5% of girls maybe, they actually approach a lot of guys. Like, every guy they like, they would like, they play the numbers game. Yes, there are actually girls who play the numbers game. So basically, you will end up at least with 1 or 2 interactions a year if you are above attractiveness level. You go to the gym, you go to the mall like once a week. There is a girl who's gonna initiate a random conversation with you, and not like once in a lifetime where you remember it forever, like, hey, 7 years ago a girl talked to me. No, I'm saying at least once a year a girl will initiate some random conversation with you. That's a sign that you are above average. If you tell me, like, hey, I'm a 6, I'm a 7, it would be more believable if you had girls in the past 2 years, I don't know, like, approach you with any random subjects. Girls, like, when they approach, they say the most random thing ever. It doesn't matter. It's just like a way to start conversation, right? If you don't have this at all and you're telling people on the internet, I'm a 6.5, RR or Wheat Waffles rated me as like 6.5, but I never had a girl approach. Maybe there was some mistake done. I'm not blaming any other creator. I'm not saying maybe you are lying about your number. I don't know. I'm just saying it's weird that you think that you're a 6.5 or a 7 and no girl has ever approached you. Moving on to the 5th point. This one is inevitable. So when you go to deposit some documents, to renew some car stuff, whatever, right? You're going to deal with the government or private companies, and some situations come up, like you forgot a document, you have not the right kind of picture, like something went wrong right in the process. How rude or how nice the people react to you is a very good indicative of how attractive you are. Starting the point of, I would say, close to 7, if you are 7 plus, these situations will most likely solve themselves. You forget something, even if it's like legally required for you to have, they might give you leeway. They might be nice to you. They may tell you, like, listen, we usually have to take another appointment, but if you take a cab home and back, bring that document. If you can call someone who will bring the document for you, we can find a way, right? You want to get in the park and it's too late, and they say, like, listen, usually we don't accept people, but yeah, you can get in, or you can just pay later, something like this, right? So smaller situations would be solving themselves most of the time. If you find yourself stuck at every document, no one gives you any leeway, no one is forgiving, like every mistake, they are crossing every T, they are dotting every I, they are so strict to you, and you might see them treat other people better, for example, girls, right? If you are 7 plus, you're getting the same treatment as girls. I'm not saying as super girls who are like Giga Stacy's, I'm saying there is an attractive girl who's like a 6, 7 out of 10. You are a man and you think that you're a 7 out of 10. Usually when you're interacting with strangers, as in like in offices, waiters, whatever, right? The treatment should be quite equal, okay? So why is this very important? It's because they do not know you. They don't know anything about you. They usually don't know what you do for a living, unless like you're wearing something extremely fancy that can, but I'm not talking about that. Let's say you're wearing normal clothes, right? If you are treated a certain way that you do not like, that is indicative that you are less attractive than what you think you are, because the only thing these people know about you is how you look. They don't know how nice of a person you are, they don't need you for anything else, so they will treat you based on how you look. That is the only marker of you that they can see visually, so they will just quickly decide if you're someone they want to help or someone they just want to get rid of. Situation number 6, and we're gonna go to dating now, and this one only happens when you play like numbers game to a certain degree, which is basically that your romantic failures happen at early stages. Why is this important? Because at early stages, that's only your looks who are doing the job. She does not know your personality, she doesn't know anything about you. Let's say you're someone who talks to like 5 girls at the same time for this week, and then the next week it's 0 and you lost all contact. So you go like mass cold approach or download the dating app. We're gonna go back to that one later, but now you're talking to 6 new girls, and after a few weeks, like it stops interacting. Okay, at least you're getting somewhere. So these girls are interacting with you, then maybe you are, bad game, you're too fast with your interact, you want to meet too fast, you're too eager, you show neediness, and these girls lose interest. That way, at least I can believe that you are quite attractive, you just don't know how to handle yourself. But if the rejection happens like right away, like she gives you a fake number, or like 99% of the girls you talk to have boyfriends or don't want to meet anyone at the current time or whatever, if you are stopping at first stages, if you're like just trying to get to know a girl and you're already struggling at those stages, the first one, are purely based on looks. So if you look at a girl who's 6 and you approach her and she gives you a fake number, there is no way you're a 7. Statistically, right? You need to take like 100 girls. If you approach 100 girls and you don't get like 20 numbers, you cannot be a 7. You cannot be on Discord say like, guys, I'm a 7. I'm like this height and I think I'm a 7 in the face, but last weekend I approached 50 girls but all of them rejected me. Oh my god, the market is so dead. Sub 7 rule. No, if you are actually a 7, talking to 50, 100 girls, maybe you're gonna get 10% of them who give you their correct number and they will answer, but then not all of them will go out on a date with you. But that's the part where you fuck up because of your lack of game. If you reach the part where you ruin it for yourself, so you got through the looks threshold, now you are in the second phase and you ruin it there, you are a good candidate to go learn game, okay? That's very important for you to know. But if you are stuck in the first stages, then you are probably less attractive than you think you are. For the 7th point, I had a lot of doubt, like should I put this or not, but it is quite psychological, but it is an inner pressure to reveal good things about yourself too fast when you're getting to know people. It's easier to explain with an example. Attractive people, when they're in meetings where they're getting to know other people, they're usually comfortable in their existence, usually fed by like a positive feedback loop, but they're comfortable being who they are. And everything that is good about them, which could be like a cool job, a very specific skill, like knowing a lot of languages or winning like some tournaments in chess, or even having abs, or anything that could be cool, wow factor, right? It just comes naturally. Like they're talking and then like they talk, hey, by the way, do you go to the gym? Yeah, actually, I go. I have been working out for 5 years in that gym. So now the person knows this thing about you, this positive thing about you, but organically. That's how attractive people. I'm sorry, I'm making it sound like they're living in two different societies, but in reality, they kinda are. So you take this mentality of the attractive people and you do the complete opposite of it unconsciously. This is very important that it's unconsciously, because why would you do this? Why would you actively reveal something about yourself too fast? Because you unconsciously have felt the need to compensate for something. So now you're telling people that you had an ex-girlfriend, you're mentioning that you have a car, you're mentioning that you have a great job, but that you live at a certain area, and you're spurging out this information. Maybe you do not feel it because of like your lack of social interactions, but everyone can pick up on the fact that it is a humble brag. And side note, it never helps to humble brag. Like a humble brag or a hum brag is never useful. It never let people just cringe, even if it's like something they might use you for later. Like you hum brag that you have a car and they might ask you for a ride or something. Like they will use you, but they're never impressed. But if you happen to have a car and you did not mention it, which what an attractive person would do, it will have double the effect when they learn later that, oh, so you have a car. Great. It means like we can go this place. Yeah, we can. Let's go. So you being cool about the stuff you have is a trait of being attractive. So you being nervous and feeling just an urge to compensate. If you have an urge to compensate, even if you don't act on it, even if you like contain yourself and do not reveal too much about yourself, the fact that you had an urge to compensate is already a good indicator that you are less attractive than you think you are again. Eighth point, and this is one of my favorite, women you think that are on your level are not threatened by your presence. They feel safe around you. They're not bothered with you. And the worst thing is that you feel that every woman is confident. If you feel that women around you are confident, it's because you are not attractive to them. If you were, at least to some of them, you would see like some nervousness. They're like screwing up, they are confused, they are sweating, they are like mispronouncing words. And I'm not saying like this is a presence of a giga chat. I'm just saying they will notice that you're there, okay? So they will not fart in your presence. They will not burp in your presence. They will see you and they will look at the mirror just to make sure that they look good, okay? I'm not saying they're interested in you, but at least your presence is respectable. If they continue acting as if you did not enter the room, then there is a problem. This can be also extrapolated to attractive girls. Now they seem like bitches. They seem mean, right? If you think you are a 7, but every Stacy is mean, like they are just not nice people, like you see a Stacy and it's like automatically like, oh, women suck. You should not be thinking that if you were attractive. If you were like 6, 7 out of 10, you would not look like an 8 girl and say like, she's 100% a bitch. You would not be doing that. You would be thinking like, she might like me, she might not like me, I don't know, let me discover that. So at least like there's a consideration for your being, like you enter the room or whatever, right? And it is noticed. If no behavior change in women, then you are not attractive at all. You're not even past the threshold of being like noticed. So if you are at that level, if you think that women are confident and you think that women are mean just for the sake of it, like it's not like they treat people differently, you just see the mean version, it signals to me, for example, that you are not attractive, because attractive people can see different perspective. Like, oh, she's usually nicer than this. But then you see that she's mistreating another guy and say like, okay, maybe she does not find him attractive. So you know that women treat people differently. So now you know place. But if all you know in your life is negative treatment, there is a reason for that. Number 9. This one you might like, guys. It's about looksmaxing. If you look in the mirror and you do not know where to begin, there is a problem. Usually you must have 2 3 things that stand out, like everything is good, but if I fix this it will give me a good return on investment. It should be like tweaking, not like reconstructing. You don't know, like look at your face and say like, I need at least to do 15th. I don't even know what's the best ROI here. I don't know how to begin. If it's hard for you to begin a looks max journey, you are less attractive than what you think you are. If you thought that you were attractive, of course. Listen, guys, this video is not for you if you know that you are unattractive. If you have accepted that fact, this video is not for you. This is exactly for the people, like in the thumbnail, that say that they're a 7. If you are a 7 and I ask you, like, what would you improve in your face? And you tell me, like, I don't know, a lot of things, then you're not a 7. A 7 knows exactly what he needs to do. Knows, right? Because it's usually the nose. Okay, usually the nose, maybe like the eyes, maybe losing fat, but usually like 2 to 3 things. If you have like 6 things you need to fix, or worse, you don't even know where to begin, it's a very good indicator that you are like maximum 5, okay? And the last but not least, dating apps. You know this one was coming, and I foreshadowed earlier in the video. But if you are the kind of guys who download the dating app, try it for a few weeks, feel bad about yourself, get depressed, lose self esteem, delete the app, forget about it for 3 months, forget the trauma, and download it again to see the same result. Like, oh, nothing has improved. Shocker, right? If you are downloading the dating apps 3 times a year with no results, I'm gonna be harsh with you guys, because actually I'm just gonna be honest, but since it's a harsh truth, I'm gonna be harsh. Dating apps are a very good indicator of SMV, okay? This is a message for the guys who tell me to touch grass. Listen, I touch grass, okay? First of all, but that's not important. When you touch grass, people are nicer. People, they do not want to be mean to someone they can see on daily basis. They can see you again. So why would they like just be mean? They might need you again, right? You might be doing a specific job that they might need in the future. And they don't want you to tell other people that they were mean to you, okay? But on dating apps, it's strangers that you will never see. So basically, it's a better mirror of how people treat you. It is a more accurate reflection of your SMV back to you. Actually, if you think about it, maybe this is the exact reason why these people tell you to touch grass, because they like the lie of people sugarcoating it for them. These people, they go on a dating app, they feel the ego hit, right? They're not well received on the dating app. So they go back to real life and people now do the effort to lie to them. That makes them feel better because now they have a sweet lie instead of the harsh truth and tell you to do the same. Well, you don't want to do the same because you want to swallow it as is. You want to know the truth. And the truth is, if you're downloading dating apps and you're getting two matches a day, maybe one is bought, the other one is unattractive, you don't want to do anything with her anyway. And if she is attractive, it doesn't lead to anything, then that is pretty solid chance that you are not above 5. These were 10 signs that you're not attractive as you think you are. I think I can come up with 10 more. I don't know, tell me if you like this side of the video. Regardless, you can just subscribe. I do other content. Please interact with the video. This is very important for the YouTube algorithm. Like, dislike, comment, whatever, right? And I will see you in the next one. This was Guidance Vault, and I'm retreating.